Angelica Toy reporting for Rebel News. Pastor Derek Reimer was back in court today for a bail hearing for his most recent arrest that occurred on alleged breach of his bail conditions. Rebel News has been on the case of Pastor Derek Reimer after he was initially charged with causing a disturbance, mischief, and 6 other counts of harassment after protesting at a children's Reading with Royalty or Drag Queen Story Hour at Seton Public Library on February 26th. At this event, Derek was forcefully removed from the room and thrown to the ground after attempting to voice his concerns with the group while sharing the good news. He was then arrested near his home on March 2nd after the mayor, Jyoti Gondek, took to Twitter and advocated for the crackdown on such protests. Furthermore, on March 14th, City Council passed the Safe and Inclusive Access Bylaw, in which protesters of drag story times may face up to 1 year in prison and or a $10,000 fine if found within 100 meters of the event. In support of free speech, freedom of religion, and the right to protest, Rebel News, in partnership with the Democracy Fund, was able to hire a lawyer for Derek Reimer to fight his legal challenges. You can support Derek by heading to SavePastorDerek.com and you can leave a tax-deductible donation. Derek's initial bail conditions restrain him from communicating with someone from the LGBTQ+ community, even for spiritual counseling. He must also not attend or be within 200 meters of the addresses or locations described as any LGBTQ+ community events. Derek Reimer was arrested for a second time this month as he was spotted allegedly just under 200 meters of the requirement, which would be in breach of his bail conditions. Derek was standing with a group of people drinking coffee in a parking lot at West Hills Shopping Center just outside of the Tim Hortons. This while a Reading with Royalty event was taking place at the Signal Hill Public Library, a distance across the street. They weren't there for long until police spotted Derek and had swarmed the area, even blocking traffic for a brief moment to assist the police officers into the area. Derek was taken down and thrown into a police vehicle and was taken back to jail. While this was happening, the group that was there was expressing their displeasure with the arrest and how the Calgary mayor has been treating Christians lately.
She should not be arresting pastors and shutting down peaceful protests, because as Christians and parents, and I'm a parent of a very healthy, dynamic, young 35-year-old man, and I'm disgraced. I can't even believe that she's a mayor of my city, and we have a right to be protesting here today.
Pastor Derek Reimer was back in court today on Friday, March 17th for a bail hearing on the breach based on his recent arrest. I appeared this morning to get the updates, but for the third time, the Crown prosecutor was absent and court was adjourned, this time to March 22nd. This means Derek Reimer remains behind bars. Additionally, the Calgary Remand Center wasn't even aware that Derek was to appear in court today. Luckily, his defense lawyer was still able to get a hold of him. I wasn't able to get an update from Ben Allison, Derek's lawyer, this time as he did have other business to take care of, but I was able to get some words from a previous pastor in Calgary that is well known for also being persecuted by the city a number of times. So here are some words from Pastor Artur Pawlowski and how he feels about the situation with Derek Reimer.
Shocking, not surprising, though, because we're dealing with dictators, we're dealing with tyrants. So I knew sooner or later another clergyman is going to go down, because that's what they want. This is an open anti-Christian sentiment coming from the political realm and from the media as well. So I knew sooner or later they're going to up their game and they're going to start going after others. And you got to remember, I said at the very beginning, be very careful. They came for me. Be sure of it. They will come for you as well. Every tyrant is doing the same thing. They hate the truth so much that they need to eliminate those that speak the truth.
And you faced a lot of persecution yourself in the city, also under the mayor, Naheed Nenshi, which was the previous mayor of Calgary. With this new mayor, are you surprised that she passed the Access and Inclusion bylaw a few nights ago?
Not really, but of course we know this is unconstitutional what she's doing. But you got to remember, those people are like predators. She is a predator. She's being supported by other predators. And how do they hunt? Well, when they taste the human blood, they will never let it go.
We had a drag brunch at the Rec Room in the north of Calgary by our community of drag queens in Calgary who have done amazing work promoting inclusion and really raising awareness of how important it is to be a welcoming community. Unfortunately, some members of our population thought it would be a good idea to protest this event, which is, I'm just going to use my opinion, a horrible thing to do.
The past few years have given them enormous powers, powers to break the law, powers to abuse their power. This craziness that we witnessed in the past few years has given them a taste of tyranny, and they love it, and they don't want to let it go. So I said that from the very beginning, those people need to be replaced because they will never, ever let go of this new gain power of a tyrant. This crazy woman, she's crazy. She's absolutely insane. Gondek, this little tyrant that is using the police force as her personal Gestapo, the political police, she will never stop. She needs to be replaced. So it's fascinating to watch all of that being unfolded, especially if it comes to her, because you got to remember, she was the one that was yelling and screaming and voting defund the police. Remember that? She is behind the movement defund the police, and yet she's using the police officers as her personal muscle to implement unconstitutional, illegal bylaws that need to be challenged. But Derek is in prison. That's the sad part. Not surprised for me. I knew sooner or later it was going to happen. But my question is this: where is the Premier of Alberta, Danielle Smith? Why she's not speaking about this? Why she's not defending the rights of the clergymen, the rights of the Christians?
Alberta is committed to the protection of children, diversity, parental choice, and the right to peaceful protest. Any event where children are present should be age appropriate. My understanding of the reading time events, like the one in Calgary, is that they are kept age appropriate and minors attending them have the consent of their parents. And we respect parental choice being exercised by minors that are in attendance. We also believe in the peaceful right to protest, and as long as people are done within the bounds of the law.
And another thing is, where are the clergymen? Where are the other pastors? Where is the outcry? Where is this, a sentiment, one of our own went down? We need to rally together. We need to help this man because he stood against perversion. And I said it, and I'll say it again. If an adult person has the urge to dress himself or herself in another clothes in a sexual manner and needs to do that in front of little children, is a pervert. And if you have that desire to do that, you are a pervert. And the saddest part is that the police officers, instead of defending the children, they are hurting those that are trying to defend the children.
And you speak to a lot of individuals throughout the United States. What are they saying about this case?
Oh, they're shocked. I'm being interviewed on a regular basis. I was just on Fox News yesterday, and I told them what I'm saying to Canadians: be very careful, because historically speaking, when the rights of the religious person, if the freedom of religion goes, all the other rights will follow as well. The freedom of religion is your canary in a coal mine. If that blows up, all of your rights will disappear as well. So you better smarten up, rise up, and help us to fight this tyranny while we still can, because they're coming after you tomorrow. And I think Americans are getting it. They understand the concept, because it's not Pastor Artur Pawlowski preaching. This is a historical concept. Tyrants always go after the clergy. Why? Because they don't want competition. They want to be modern day pharaohs. They want to be the rulers. They want to be the gods. They want to be people that whatever they say, it becomes the law, like God. And that's why what we're dealing with right now is extremely dangerous for any democracy.
Derek Reimer has a dedicated lawyer fighting this case. To help Pastor Derek's defense fund, you can make a donation to SavePastorDerek.com. And you can also follow that link to get the recent updates on this story. Stay strong and stay free. For Rebel News, I'm Angelica Toy.
So if you guys are seeing this video that I've been arrested again, you can donate and help me at SavePastorDerek.com. I really appreciate Rebel News providing a lawyer for me, but if you also want to support me just individually as well, Derek Reimer at Mission7Ministries.com. You can learn more about the ministry at Mission7Ministries.com. Thanks so much. God bless, and please keep praying for me.